Friends, uh, in our journey of sharing knowledge, we begin today, and we all understand that knowledge prospers all. Today, friends, in our episode on case analysis, we are going to discuss some cases regarding absenteeism. Absenteeism has eroded India. Some say it's a curse as far as India is concerned. And we have to understand the dimensions of this topic, that is absenteeism, and what do the courts say about it. We are going to see some 2 or 3 case laws. Normally what we do in case analysis is we dissect one case law, but here what we have decided is we have to see as to what is contained in 3-4 case laws by various high courts as well as the apex court in India. Okay, now basically what is absenteeism? Absenteeism, friends, is the exact misconduct which is spelled out in the model standing orders would read that it's habitual absence without leave, or it is absence without leave for more than 10 consecutive days, or it is overstay of sanctioned leave without sufficient grounds or explanation. Friends, the gist of this is that there is an element of absenteeism. Whether it is habitual or whether it is overstay of leave or without sanction is different. We are just going to discuss absenteeism today. And as I told you, absenteeism is a curse on modern India. If you see, there are so many of our brothers and sisters who do not have jobs. Unemployment is rampant. Those people are busy hunting jobs, and then those people who have already got jobs find this and that reason to remain absent, which increases the absenteeism. But the question is, what do the courts have to say about it? Before I proceed, let me explain you that any person who wants to avail of leave has to make an application. If you see the Factories Act 1948, which basically is applicable to workmen, under the Factories Act 1948, under section 79 into bracket 6, there is a provision that you have to make or apply for leave 15 days in advance. Of course, this is for the leave which is to your credit, which you want to enjoy. And then there are other types of leaves also which you are already aware of, sick leave and emergent leave. And for emergent situations, you cannot you are not supposed to apply, or rather you cannot apply 15 days in advance. So these are for emergencies, but then you know that this is some vacation you want to go, or somebody in the house is getting married, you know the dates well in advance. So here it's in the fitness of things that you apply 15 days in advance as per section 79 into bracket 6 of the Factories Act 1948. Well, friends, as far as the Maharashtra Shops and Establishments Act is concerned, there's a provision that if you apply for, say, 15 days in advance and you don't avail of the leave, then you will get an encashment of the leave. Of course, I am understanding and I am aware of the fact that the Shops and Establishments Act for various states are very, very different. But today we are not on that count. We are just going to discuss absenteeism and what are the courts saying about it. And in a very recent case, that is Balaso Aba Shirke versus Hutatma Kisan Ahir Sahkari Sakar Karkhana, it's a cooperative sugar factory, wherein Honorable Justice Abhay Oka made some aspects of absenteeism very clear. He said that in the absence of any employee, would adversely affect the entire team. Many a times today, we do not have solitary workers working on a project. It's a teamwork, and one is always absent, that has an adverse effect on the team itself. And no prudent employer would continue to employ such an employee who has no cause, much less sufficient, for absenteeism. Now you see, you are an employer. Let's put yourself in the shoes of an employer, and you are an employer and you are having an employee who is again and again and again and again and again absent. Would you like to retain him? Because it's going to hamper work. First day you tolerate, second day you adjust, third day you compromise. But if it's the everyday story, then who is going to tolerate it? And you are here for what? You are here for working, or you are here for being absent? So friends, Then further the judgment says it cannot be denied that absenteeism erodes the very potentiality, credibility and productivity of any company or organization, and punctuality is a must. You should of course be punctual. Otherwise, I come in the office at 9 o'clock, somebody comes at 9:15, somebody at 9:30, somebody at 10:30. Well, that's not an office. Then discipline is going to dogs. And moreover, if at all people are absent, late coming is one thing, but if he is absent only and he is vanished, then it is going to affect the potentiality, credibility. You should have a credibility in the market. It is said that a gentleman's word is as good as his bond. And when you say my team member or my colleague or my employee will be present for such and such a duty, he has to be present. At the juncture and at the spur of the moment, this employee says that I want to leave and I'm not able to come, and absenteeism and this and that, then it's going to affect your credibility. People are not going to believe your company. And ultimately productivity. Productivity, to produce something you require people. And where are those people? They are absent. They are relaxing at home. Maybe they might have right and wrong reasons. But then the question is, absenteeism erodes all of these things, is what the honorable judge is saying. And then the regularity in attendance is an implied condition of service. It's already a service condition. And an employee must not absent himself from work without sufficient cause. Yes, without sufficient cause. Sufficient cause. See, you are going to fall sick and I am going to fall sick someday. You are going to have social obligations and I am also going to have social obligations. But yet, we have to balance all these things. And we are not failing to understand, we are here for work, not for remaining absent. And his unblemished service should have been taken into account. Unauthorized absence has to be dealt with scrupulously and seriously. Well, this person is working since so many years and then he has an unblemished service. Fine, very well. You are expected to have an unblemished service. And then your past record should be very clean. And everything should be taken into account for unauthorized service and absenteeism also. Such a good worker, what's happened with you all the while you have started remaining absent? And then such things have to be dealt with scrupulously as well as very seriously, because absenteeism ultimately affects the discipline of the industry and the company, and discipline should be maintained at any cost. There cannot be two opinions, friends, about this. Then, friends, for the misconduct of remaining continuously absent for 1 month, the honorable judge says no lenient view can be taken. Now, if you see the standing orders again, it mentions of being absent for more than 10 consecutive days. Does it mean that on the 11th day you can dismiss people? No. That would be too harsh a punishment. The employer would be too inclement in his approach, and then he would be too ruthless. But then what is the figure? In this judgment, that is Balaso Shedke versus Hutatma Kisan Ahir Sahkari Sakar Karkhana, the honorable judge says that he is continuously absent for 1 month. No lenient view can be taken. Okay. And well, you cannot compromise everything with discipline. Discipline has to be maintained, is what is the common thread I will show you in all the judgments which we are going to discuss, friends. Yes.